Hello, and welcome to Grand Canyon University's Special Education Conference on Building Community in the Inclusive Classroom. My name is Travis Agnew, and I'll be your speaker today. Just a little background information about me. This will be my 8th year in the classroom, all working with in special education. My passion for advocating for students with disabilities grew during my time at Steps Academy, a charter school in Parma, Ohio, where I worked with students with moderate to intensive disabilities. Currently, I'm the head varsity football coach at Brooklyn High School. And on top of that, I also teach reading intervention to grades 4 through 7, and also am pursuing a master's at Grand Canyon Educational Leadership. So today I'm here to discuss key issues in special education, including stigma, teacher training, resource shortages, and disproportionality in identification and placement. And in turn offer solutions that can help make our classrooms more inclusive and address the current challenges our students with disabilities face. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. So the first issue that I want to address is stigma and social perception. So stigma is a significant barrier for students with disabilities. They are often stereotyped as lazy, not smart, or stupid, which can damage their self-esteem and lead to exclusion. This negative perception creates an environment where students with disabilities feel isolated and undervalued. Research shows this stigma not only affects their social relationships, but also contributes to a decrease in academic confidence. And, I can speak to this personally, especially with my 4th and 5th grade students. I think they know that they're not at the same reading level and academic level as some of their peers. So, I get a lot of negative self-talk. I am not smart enough to read this. I'll never be able to read this. I can't, do such and such. And, the stigma, it's a really sad thing and a reality that these students have to face. So to combat this stigma, I propose using and creating more opportunities to use inclusive practices in the classroom, using more inclusive language, educating both staff and students about disabilities, and promoting something like maybe like a peer buddy program can help reduce the misconceptions. Additionally, I think that social emotional learning needs to be taught to all students, especially to develop empathy, helping students to understand and appreciate their peers' diverse abilities, which would ultimately create a more supportive and inclusive environment where everybody feels included. The second issue that is in special education is a lack of proper training for educators. Many teachers feel unprepared to support students with disabilities because of insufficient training in their preparation programs. This lack of preparedness can lead to frustration, burnout, and ineffective teaching strategies. And when teachers feel ill-equipped, it directly impacts the success of students with disabilities in inclusive classrooms. Again, just to touch on this personally, out of undergrad, I was political science, public administration, with all intentions of going to law school. It just wasn't in the cards. So I went the alternate route to get my special education license. And, I can speak firsthand. I did not receive adequate training. I received the best training, when I was in the classroom and able to observe and stuff like that. But my training program did not prepare me for things that I was going to see in my teaching career. So my solution to this is to advocate for ongoing professional development. Teachers need continuous targeted training on how to differentiate instruction, use assistive technology, and provide individualized support. By improving teacher knowledge and confidence, we can ensure that students with disabilities receive the necessary accommodations and support, creating a more inclusive environment for everybody in the classroom. The third issue, it's a big issue, inadequate resources and funding. Special education is often underfunded, leading to insufficient resources for specialized staff, materials, and support services. This financial shortfall results in larger class sizes, which leads to fewer opportunities for students with disabilities to receive that individualized instruction that they need. And my proposed solution is to advocate for increased funding and resources for special education. Schools need more specialized staff and resources like assistive technology and therapy services. Ensuring equitable funding through state and federal policy changes can ensure that all students, including those with disabilities, receive the quality education that they deserve. Addressing resource shortages directly impacts a student's success and social inclusion for the classroom. The more opportunities and the more resources that these special education students have, the better they will be equipped to succeed in that inclusion classroom and, just everywhere in their academic career. And the fourth issue is disproportionality in identification and placement. Disproportionality in the identification and placement of students in special education programs is a major issue. Certain racial and ethnic groups, such as African American, Hispanic, and Native American students, are overrepresented in special education, particularly for emotional and behavior disorders. This misplacement often results in these students being placed in more restrictive environments, limiting their educational opportunities, when race taking out of it would not do so. So to address this, I'm advocating for more equitable and culturally responsive identification processes by reducing bias in referrals and ensuring that early intervention programs are in place. We can ensure that students are placed in the appropriate educational setting that meets their individual and unique needs. This approach not only improves their academic outcomes, but also helps in reducing the stigma they face, which would in turn promote a more inclusive and supportive classroom environment. So in conclusion, we covered 4 key issues in special education: stigma and social perception, teacher training, resource shortages, and disproportionality. The solutions I've discussed, promoting inclusive practices, providing ongoing teacher training, advocating for better resources, and ensuring equitable identification and placement, are all designed to address these current challenges and create a more inclusive environment for our students with disabilities. And by addressing these issues, we can create classrooms where all students, regardless of their abilities, are respected, supported, and empowered to succeed. I want to thank you guys for taking the time out to listen to some, hot issues and my solutions, and hopefully we can take some actionable steps to make a lasting impact and build more inclusive and a more equitable educational system for everyone. Thank you, guys.